First contact and recruitment. The vast expanse of space stretched before Captain Ilara Chen as she guided her small research vessel through the asteroid belt of the Proxima Centauri system. Earth's first extrasolar outpost was barely a year old, and Ilara's team had been tasked with mapping potential mining sites among the rocky debris. It was routine work, or at least as routine as things could be 4 light-years from home. "Captain, I'm picking up an anomalous reading," reported Zane, her sensor officer. "It doesn't match any known asteroid composition." Ilara frowned, leaning over Zane's console. "Can you get a visual?" "Bringing it up now," Zane replied, his fingers dancing across the holographic interface. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a sleek, silvery object tumbling slowly against the backdrop of stars. It was clearly artificial, its surface adorned with intricate patterns that pulsed with a faint blue light. "My God," Ilara breathed. "Is that what I think it is?" Before anyone could respond, the object suddenly stabilized its rotation. A beam of light shot out from its surface, engulfing their ship. Ilara's heart raced as she realized the full implications of what they'd stumbled upon. First contact. The next few hours were a blur of activity. The alien probe, for that's what it turned out to be, established a rudimentary form of communication through mathematical sequences. It took the combined efforts of Ilara's crew and the AI systems to decipher the message, an invitation. Coordinates were provided, along with instructions for faster-than-light travel, technology humanity had yet to master. The message was clear. The advanced alien civilization wanted to meet. Ilara's report to Earth caused an immediate stir. Within days, a hastily assembled diplomatic mission was en route to the provided coordinates, with Ilara's ship as an escort. The modified colony ship Horizon carried a diverse team of scientists, linguists, and government representatives, all eager to make history. Dr. Kira Donovan, the mission's lead xenolinguist, cornered Ilara in the Horizon's mess hall the week into their journey. "Captain Chen, a word." Ilara nodded, gesturing for Kira to join her at a table. "What's on your mind, Doctor?" Kira's eyes sparkled with excitement. "I've been analyzing the alien probe's communication patterns. There's something familiar about them, almost as if they've been tailored specifically for human comprehension." "You think they've been studying us?" Ilara asked, a chill running down her spine. "It's possible," Kira replied. "But there's more. The mathematical sequences. They're not just a language. They're a test." Ilara leaned forward, intrigued. "A test for what?" "Problem solving. Creativity. Adaptability." Kira's voice lowered to a near whisper. "I think they're recruiting." Before Ilara could respond, alarms blared throughout the ship. The intercom crackled to life with the voice of the Horizon's captain. "All hands, braced for emergency deceleration. Unknown object directly ahead." Ilara and Kira rushed to the bridge, arriving just in time to see a massive structure materialize before them. It was a space station unlike anything humanity had ever conceived, a sprawling, organic-looking construct that seemed to defy the laws of physics. As they watched in awe, a section of the station opened like a blooming flower, revealing a cavernous docking bay. A gravitational pull began to draw both ships inside. "Are we being attacked?" demanded Admiral Zhao, the mission's military liaison. Ilara shook her head. "No, sir. I think we're being welcomed." The ship settled gently onto the alien deck. As atmosphere flooded the bay, Ilara noticed something odd about the other vessels docked nearby. They were of wildly different designs, suggesting multiple species. A holographic image flickered to life before them. A tall, ethereal being with luminescent skin and eyes that seemed to contain galaxies. When it spoke, the words appeared in their minds rather than their ears. "Greetings, humans of Earth. We are the collective guardians of this galactic sector. Your species has been chosen to undergo the trials." Admiral Zhao stepped forward. "What trials?" "We came here in peace, to establish diplomatic." The being raised a hand, silencing him. "Peace is admirable, but insufficient. The galaxy faces threats beyond your comprehension. We seek those with the potential to join our ranks. Its gaze settled on Elara. Captain Chen, Dr. Donovan, you have already begun to unravel our puzzles. You will represent your species in the trials. Elara's mind reeled. And if we refuse? The being's expression remained impassive. Then you will be returned to your world, your memories of this encounter erased. But know this, refusal means humanity will face the coming storms alone. Kira and Elara exchanged glances. The weight of an entire species' future suddenly rested on their shoulders. What exactly do these trials entail? Elara asked, her voice steadier than she felt. The alien's form shimmered. You will face challenges that test the limits of your species' capabilities. Physical, mental, moral. Success will grant humanity access to knowledge and technologies beyond your dreams. Failure is not recommended. Admiral Zhao sputtered. Now see here. You can't just. But Elara had already made her decision. She stepped forward, chin held high. We accept. Kira nodded, moving to stand beside her. For humanity. The alien's form began to fade. Then let the trials begin. May your species' potential be realized. As the hologram vanished, leaving them alone in the vast alien docking bay, Elara turned to Kira. I hope we didn't just make a terrible mistake. Kira's eyes were wide with a mix of fear and excitement. Either way, I don't think we had much choice. Whatever's coming, humanity needs to be ready. Elara nodded grimly. Then let's show these collective beings what humans are really capable of. As they prepared to disembark and face whatever challenges lay ahead, Elara couldn't shake the feeling that this was only the beginning of a much larger adventure, one that would push humanity to its very limits and beyond. The impossible mission. The alien space station hummed with an energy that set Elara's teeth on edge. She and Kira had been escorted to a vast chamber that seemed to defy the laws of physics. Its walls shifted and swirled with impossible geometries, making it difficult to gauge its true size. Welcome to the Nexus, intoned a melodious voice. A being materialized before them, its form constantly shifting between various alien species. I am the interface. Through me, the collective will oversee your trials. Elara squared her shoulders. We're ready. What's our first challenge? The interface's form settled into a vaguely humanoid shape. Your species prides itself on problem-solving and adaptability. Your first trial will test these qualities to their limits. The chamber suddenly transformed, becoming a holographic representation of a solar system. At its center, a star pulsed ominously. This is the Helios system, the interface explained. Home to 3 sentient species, all on the brink of achieving interstellar travel. In approximately 72 of your Earth hours, their star will go supernova, obliterating all life in the system. Kira gasped. That's terrible. Can't you evacuate them? The interface's expression remained impassive. That is precisely your mission. You must devise a way to save as many lives as possible within the given time frame. Elara's mind raced. But that's impossible. Even if we had a fleet of ships, you will have access to any resources or technologies you can imagine. The interface interrupted. The limit is your own ingenuity and the laws of physics. With that, the being vanished, leaving Elara and Kira alone in the simulated star system. This is insane, Elara muttered. How are we supposed to evacuate entire planets in 3 days? Kira was already pacing, her eyes darting across the holographic planets. We need to think bigger. Moving the populations isn't an option. So what if we move the planets themselves? Elara blinked. You can't be serious. Why not? We have access to any technology, right? So let's create a device that can generate wormholes. We position them around each planet, then transport the entire worlds to a safe location. It was audacious, borderline ludicrous, but as Elara considered it, she realized it might be her only shot. Okay, let's do it. but we'll need help understanding the alien physiologies and cultures. We can't just drop these planets anywhere." They spent the next several hours in a frenzy of activity, designing impossible machines and running countless simulations. The interface provided them with any information or resources they requested, though always with the caveat that they had to specify exactly what they needed. As the deadline approached, they had a plan. 3 massive wormhole generators were positioned near each of the doomed planets. Ilara had insisted on sending automated probes to prepare the populations, using their own cultural mythologies to explain the coming cosmic event in terms they could understand. With less than an hour to spare, they initiated the sequence. Ilara held her breath as the first planet, a water world inhabited by sentient cephalopods, shimmered and vanished, reappearing in a distant, stable system they had selected. It worked, Kira exclaimed, but there was no time to celebrate. The second planet, home to a silicon-based fungal network, followed shortly after. But as they prepared to move the third, disaster struck. The stars going critical ahead of schedule, Ilara reported, her fingers flying across the holographic controls. "We're out of time." Kira's face set in determination. "Reroute power from the station itself. We can do this." It was a desperate gambit, but they had no choice. As the star began to collapse, they poured every ounce of available energy into the final wormhole. The third planet, teeming with avian intelligences, flickered and vanished just as the supernova engulfed its former orbit. For a moment, there was silence. Then, the chamber reverted to its original state, and the interface reappeared. "Congratulations," it said, its tone as neutral as ever. "You have succeeded in preserving 99.98% of sentient life in the Helios system." Ilara sagged with relief, but Kira frowned. "Wait, what about the 0.02%? The interface's form rippled. A small population of extremophiles existed in the star's outer corona. They were lost in the supernova. Ilara felt a pang of guilt, but the interface continued. "Do not be discouraged. No previous species has managed to save more than a single planet in this trial. Your solution was unprecedented." "So, did we pass?" Ilara asked, trying to keep the exhaustion from her voice. "You have completed the first trial," the interface confirmed, "but this was merely a test of your problem-solving abilities. The next trial will be far more challenging." As the beam faded away once more, Kira turned to Ilara. "What could be more challenging than moving entire planets?" Ilara shook her head. "I don't know, but I have a feeling we're about to find out." Just then, a shimmering portal appeared in the chamber's wall. Beyond it, they could see a lush alien landscape, filled with strange vegetation and ominous shadows. "I guess that's our cue," Ilara said, squaring her shoulders. Kira nodded, a mix of fear and excitement in her eyes. "For humanity." "For humanity," Ilara confirmed. Together, they stepped through the portal and into their next impossible challenge. As the alien world enveloped them, Ilara couldn't shake the feeling that they were being pushed towards something. Some greater purpose that even the collective might not fully understand. Whatever lay ahead, she was determined to prove that humanity deserved its place among the stars. Human ingenuity under pressure. The alien world that greeted Ilara and Kira was a riot of colors and bizarre life forms. Towering fungi pulsed with bioluminescence, while creatures that seemed to be a cross between insects and plants skittered through the underbrush. The air was thick with spores that glittered like stardust. "Don't breathe too deeply," Ilara cautioned, activating the environmental filters in their suits. "We have no idea what these spores might do to human physiology." Kira nodded, her eyes wide as she took in their surroundings. "Any idea what our next trial is supposed to be?" As if in answer, the ground beneath their feet began to tremble. A massive shape rose from the forest floor, a colossal semi-translucent creature that looked like a cross between a jellyfish and a tree. Its tendrils reached towards the sky, each easily the size of an earth redwood. The interface's voice echoed in their minds. This is the heart of harmony, a unique organism that maintains the delicate balance of life on this world. It is dying. Your trial is to save it, and by extension, this entire ecosystem. Ilara frowned. How long do we have? Approximately 6 hours before total systemic collapse. Kira was already scanning the creature with her multi-tool. These readings are like nothing I've ever seen. It's not just biological. There are elements of quantum entanglement at play here. Ilara circled the base of the massive organism. Look at these lesions. It's like something's eating away at it from the inside. They spent the next hour analyzing the heart of harmony, taking samples and running simulations. The creature's biology was incredibly complex, integrating with the planet's magnetic field and even tapping into subspace energies. I think I've got it, Kira said suddenly. It's a symbiotic infection. There's a microscopic life form that's supposed to live within the heart, helping it process energy. But something's thrown the balance off, and now it's consuming its host. Ilara nodded. So we need to restore the balance. But how? They brainstormed frantically, aware of the ticking clock. Traditional medicines or therapies wouldn't work on such an alien life form. They needed to think bigger. What if, Ilara said slowly, we use the planet itself as a treatment vector? Kira's eyes lit up. The magnetic field. If we could modulate it somehow, use it to rebalance the symbiote's energy consumption. Exactly. But we'd need to create a device powerful enough to influence a planet's magnetic field, and we'd have to tune it precisely to affect only the targeted organisms. They set to work, using the advanced fabrication technologies provided by the collective to construct their device. It was a marvel of human ingenuity. Part electromagnet, part quantum computer, part subspace manipulator. With less than an hour to spare, they positioned the device at the base of the heart of harmony. Here goes nothing, Ilara muttered, activating the machine. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, the air began to shimmer with visible waves of energy. The heart of harmony pulsed, its colors shifting rapidly. It's working, Kira exclaimed. The symbiotes are rebalancing. But their elation was short-lived. As the heart began to stabilize, other organisms in the forest started to react violently to the energy waves. We didn't account for the broader ecosystem. Ilara realized with horror. We're saving the heart, but killing everything else. Kira was already adjusting the device's settings. If we can create a contained field, focus it just on the heart. No time, Ilara said, making a snap decision. She stripped off her protective gloves. What are you doing? Kira demanded. Human bioelectricity, Ilara explained, placing her hands on the device. If I can channel the energy through myself, maybe I can guide it more precisely. The pain was immediate and intense. Ilara felt as if every cell in her body was on fire. But she gritted her teeth and focused, visualizing the energy flow, willing it to target only the heart and its symbiotes. Slowly, agonizingly, the chaos in the forest began to subside. The heart of harmony pulsed with renewed vigor, its colors stabilizing into a healthy glow. The lesions on its surface began to heal before their eyes. Just as Ilara thought she couldn't take any more, the interface appeared. Impressive, it said. You have succeeded in saving not just the heart of harmony, but the entire ecosystem. Your willingness to risk your own life to fine-tune your solution was unexpected. Ilara collapsed, her body trembling from the ordeal. Kira rushed to her side, running a medical scanner over her. Is she going to be okay? Kira demanded of the interface. The being tilted its head. Her cellular structure has been altered by the energy exposure, but it seems to have enhanced rather than damaged her. Fascinating. Ilara managed to sit up, staring at her hands in wonder. Faint lines of energy coursed beneath her skin. What's happening to me? It appears you have integrated some of the planet's energy into your own biology, the interface explained. This was not an anticipated outcome. Kira helped Ilara to her feet. So what now? Is this trial over? The interface's form flickered. You have succeeded, yes. But this unexpected development may have implications for your final trial. Prepare yourselves. The greatest challenge is yet to come. As the alien world faded around them, replaced once again by the shifting walls of the Nexus, Ilara and Kira exchanged worried glances. Whatever happens next, Ilara said, flexing her glowing fingers, I have a feeling it's going to redefine everything we thought we knew about ourselves and the universe. Kira nodded grimly. For better or worse, we're in uncharted territory now, but we've come too far to back down. As they steeled themselves for the final trial, neither of them could shake the feeling that they were on the brink of a transformation that would alter the course of human history forever. Alien alliances and betrayals. The Nexus chamber shimmered, transforming into a vast amphitheater. Ilara and Kira found themselves standing on a central platform, surrounded by holographic representations of various alien species. The diversity was staggering, from crystalline entities to gaseous clouds of sentient particles. The interface materialized before them. Welcome to the Galactic Council. Your final trial will test not just your problem-solving abilities, but your diplomacy, ethics, and judgment. Ilara flexed her fingers, still tingling with alien energy. What's the challenge? You must broker a peace treaty between 3 warring factions, the interface explained. The Zarkoth Empire, the Lumina Collective, and the Voidwalkers. Centuries of conflict have left them at an impasse. You have 12 hours to find a solution, or their war will engulf this entire sector of the galaxy. Kira's eyes widened. But we know nothing about their cultures, their history. All relevant information will be provided, the interface interrupted. But choose your questions wisely. Every piece of information you request will be noted by the factions. Your inquiries may influence their trust in you. With that, the being vanished, leaving Ilara and Kira alone on the platform. Divide and conquer. Ilara suggested. You take the Zarkoth and Lumina. I'll handle the Voidwalkers. Kira nodded, and they set to work. The next few hours were a whirlwind of negotiations, cultural insights, and careful probing. The Zarkoth, a militaristic species of silicon-based life forms, demanded territory. The Lumina, energy beings of pure light, sought recognition of their non-corporeal rights. The Voidwalkers, mysterious entities that existed partially in subspace, required access to specific cosmic phenomena for their survival. As the deadline approached, Ilara and Kira reconvened. It's impossible, Kira said, frustration evident in her voice. Their demands are mutually exclusive. If we give the Zarkoth their territory, it infringes on Voidwalker space. If we grant the Lumina their rights, it restricts Zarkoth expansion. Ilara frowned, her mind racing. There has to be a solution. We're missing something. Suddenly, her eyes widened. The energy coursing through her body seemed to pulse in time with her realization. Kira, what if the problem isn't their demands, but their perceptions? They're so focused on their differences that they can't see their potential synergies. She turned to address the assembled holograms, representatives of the Zarkoth, Lumina, and Voidwalkers. We propose a radical solution. Symbiosis. The chamber erupted in murmurs and alien expressions of disbelief. Ilara continued, her voice growing stronger. The Zarkoth seek territory, but what they really need is resources. The Voidwalkers require access to cosmic phenomena. What if we establish joint colonies in resource-rich areas of subspace? The Zarkoth could protect these colonies, while the Voidwalkers navigate the dangers of the void. Kira caught on, adding, and the Lumina could serve as the mediators and energy providers. Their non-corporeal nature allows them to interface between normal space and subspace. They could facilitate communication and energy transfer between the other 2 species. The alien representatives buzzed with a mix of intrigue and skepticism. Ilara and Kira spent the next few hours refining their proposal, addressing concerns, and slowly building consensus. Just as it seemed they were on the brink of an agreement, alarms blared throughout the chamber. The interface reappeared, its form flickering urgently. "We have a problem," it announced. "A Zarkoth warship has breached the neutral zone. They're charging weapons." The Lumina representative flared angrily. Betrayal. This was all a ruse. Chaos erupted in the chamber. Ilara's mind raced, the alien energy in her body surging with her adrenaline. Without thinking, she raised her hands, and to everyone's shock, a holographic display of the warship appeared before them. "Wait," she shouted. "Look at the ship's energy signature. It's not consistent with Zarkoth technology." Kira studied the display. "She's right. This is a false flag operation." But whoa. Suddenly, the pieces fell into place. Ilara turned to the interface, her eyes narrowing. "This was part of the test, wasn't it? You orchestrated this crisis to see how we'd react." The interface's form stabilized, a hint of what might have been approval in its alien features. "Perceptive. Yes, this final challenge was multi-layered. We needed to see not just your problem-solving skills, but your ability to see through deception and maintain peace in the face of apparent betrayal." The alien representatives shimmered and vanished, leaving only Ilara, Kira, and the interface in the chamber. "You have passed the final trial," the interface announced. "But there is one last choice you must make." Ilara and Kira exchanged glances, tension evident in their postures. "The collective has deemed humanity worthy of joining our ranks," the interface continued. "But to do so, you must leave your old lives behind. You will become ambassadors of your species, but you can never return to Earth. The knowledge and power you will gain must remain separate from your homeworld until they are ready." Kira's voice trembled slightly. "And if we refuse? Then you will be returned to Earth, your memories of this encounter erased. Humanity will continue on its path, unaware of the greater galactic community, for better or worse." Ilara looked down at her hands, still thrumming with alien energy. The choice before them was monumental, with implications far beyond their personal lives. "We need to discuss this," she said firmly. The interface nodded. "You have 1 hour to decide the fate of your species." As the being faded away, Ilara turned to Kira, the weight of their decision heavy in the air between them. Whatever they chose, they knew that the future of humanity hung in the balance. Triumph of the human spirit. Ilara and Kira stood in silence for a long moment, the enormity of their decision weighing heavily upon them. The fate of humanity rested in their hands. "We can't just decide this for everyone," Kira said, breaking the silence. "It's too big." Ilara nodded, her brow furrowed in thought. "You're right, but we can't go back without any knowledge either. There has to be a middle ground." As they debated, Ilara felt the alien energy within her pulse, almost as if it were trying to communicate. An idea began to form. "Kira," she said slowly, "what if we could find a way to accept the collective's offer, but on our own terms?" Kira's eyes lit up with understanding. "A compromise." "Exactly. We use what we've learned here, about problem solving, about seeing beyond apparent limitations." They spent the next hour formulating their plan, drawing upon every ounce of human ingenuity and the lessons they'd learned through their trials. As the interface reappeared, they were ready. "Have you made your decision?" the being asked. Ilara stepped forward, her voice steady. "We have. We accept your offer to join the collective, but with conditions." The interface's form flickered, a sign of surprise. "Conditions were not part of the offer." "Perhaps not," Kira interjected, "but isn't adapting to the unexpected part of what you've been testing us on?" Ilara continued, "We propose a phased integration. Instead of cutting ourselves off entirely from Earth, we act as gradual intermediaries. We'll work with the collective, learn from you, but also prepare humanity for eventual contact." "This is unprecedented," the interface said. "So were our solutions to your trials," Ilara countered. "You chose us because we think differently. Let us prove that humanity's unique perspective can benefit the collective as much as your knowledge can benefit us." There was a long pause as the interface seemed to confer with unseen entities, Finally, it spoke. Your proposal is intriguing. What exactly do you suggest? Kira laid out their plan. We'll establish a secret base on Earth's moon. From there, we can monitor humanity's progress and subtly guide technological and social development. Meanwhile, we'll work with the collective, learning and contributing to galactic affairs. We'll introduce advanced concepts gradually, Ilara added. Prepare the scientific community for the realities of interstellar civilizations. When the time is right, we'll orchestrate a proper first contact scenario. The interface's form shimmered thoughtfully. This plan carries risks. The knowledge you gain could dramatically alter your planet's development if not handled carefully. We understand the risks, Ilara said firmly. But we also believe in humanity's potential. Give us a chance to prove ourselves on a galactic stage, while preserving our connection to our homeworld. Another long pause ensued. The chamber around them shifted, displaying images of Earth's history, its triumphs and its darknesses. Finally, the interface spoke. Your solution is uniquely human. It reflects both ambition and caution, a desire for progress tempered by responsibility to your origins. The collective finds this acceptable with one additional condition. Name it, Kira said. You will be monitored. If at any point your actions threaten the stability of your planet or the wider galactic community, the collective reserves the right to intervene. Ilara and Kira exchanged glances, then nodded in agreement. Then it is settled, the interface announced. Welcome to the collective, representatives of Earth. Your journey has only just begun. The chamber dissolved around them, reforming into a vast observatory. Through its windows, they could see Earth shining like a blue jewel against the velvet backdrop of space. It's beautiful, Kira whispered. Ilara nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility settling on her shoulders. And now it's up to us to guide it towards a greater future. As they gazed at their homeworld, both women felt a mixture of excitement and trepidation. They had succeeded in their trials, proving humanity's worth to an advanced galactic civilization. But their greatest challenge lay ahead, shepherding their species towards its destiny among the stars, while preserving the unique spirit that had brought them this far. The alien energy within Ilara pulsed, as if in approval. Whatever the future held, they would face it together, armed with human ingenuity, compassion, and an unwavering determination to see their species thrive in a universe far grander and more complex than they had ever imagined. As the first step of their new journey, Ilara and Kira turned away from the view of Earth and towards the stars that now promised not just mystery, but a new home and purpose. The triumph of the human spirit had opened doors to a future limited only by their imagination and will to explore.